Mark, if you can, try and point the light off a little bit because it's a little oversaturated.
That is, oh, you've already got one. I'll tell you when the 30 seconds are up.
Okay, so if I have the rules correct now, with this temperature probe, that's a series of LED lights, so it gives out, the light's lit or it's not, and you write that down as a binary number, ones and zeros. Then you convert that to, they have to, top side, convert that to a decimal number and report to the judges what degrees Celsius they just measured.
Right
So being able to convert that temperature output, they get 5 points, and then I don't know what's in addition or otherwise. If they're within 5 degrees Celsius of the correct temperature, which actually is that's a pretty good range, they get 10 points. I don't know if that's it. They get 10 points instead of 5 or an additional 10 points. So they will be trying to measure accurately and read accurately the temperature at Nessie's nest. And if I listened correctly at the pre-thing, if they get it right near Nessie's nest, they get some of the points. If they really want the temperature to be accurate, the heater is underneath the egg, so they have to kind of place it in the nest down low. Now, if they're a little bit away from the egg, the water, the temperature you're going to be measured in the water that's just a little bit away from the heat source, it's going to be quite a bit less. So,
hey, be really careful when you
a little tricky. So they're holding that probe, and down it goes.
The arm went down. Push the arm up a little bit. Perfect. Now be very careful when you put it in. I'll let you know if it's good. Hey, pull the. Oh, it's because the water. Hey, can you pull the arm up even a little more?
All I know is say nay.
You're awesome.
No,
All right,
no,
perfect.
I wish I was that smart when I was that old.
That whole like when you scuba dive with your mask. Hey, can you point us to the wall, please, so I can have a bearing? Can you point us to the wall so I can get a bearing? And it's not about.
It's in binary, right?
About what
Should put me in.
8, 9, 10, 11, right? What's the conversion?
0.0625.
What do you multiply by?
That's what you need to know.
I didn't check.
I'm going to pray that Nick wrote this right. Apparently it isn't. That's 200.
That's 11 in binary,
Well,
right?
that's okay. Don't worry about the final number.
Yeah.
Worry about reading the binary.
All right. All right. Rob, can you read the binary?
Yeah, Nick has this nice iPhone app for it.
I mean, yeah, but you can also read it yourself, right?
Yeah, eventually.
This is DLSB, right?
No, that's the
How much? How much?
Oh my god.
That's the what?
yes. That's the red end. It's
What's 2 to the 12?
big. 2 to 12 is 4096.
All right. What do we got here? Here's here's 4-0 now.
Let me know what you think you're setting on the platform.
All right. I think it's.
In the foreground, you can see Jerry Little here with his Ferrari hat. I said, "That's really cool. Where'd you get a Ferrari hat?" And he says, "Oh, many years ago we visited Italy, and I bought it." And I said, "Well, that's not a good story. You're supposed to say that's the free gimme hat when you buy the car." Cool hat.
No, that might be a
I think that's from launch. No. There's the stack right there.
What she gives you like something. Supposed to get the light.
All right, Rob.
Sodium, potassium, germanium, aluminium.
All right, there's kelp.
Actually, I'm fine.
The light is like a little bit of spark.
Tell Freddie to come over here. We'll talk to him. Freddie, with the hat. Look that girl. You look down. Yeah. Chicken over there.
No, I don't lose.
Do we know if the nest has openings on the bottom such that it'd be possible to drag in under it?
That's a good call.
That looks really cool.
Oh, are you getting the
I think it might.
thrusters? Are
We have back here in the auditorium with us Freddie Lajvardi. He's the teacher at Carl Hayden High School that started the robotics team. And I guess we could say the mover and shaker that got NERC going. And he's got 2 or 3 teams out there competing tonight. One team that's being used is the exhibition team. And so let's put him on the spot. Good evening.
Good evening.
So why are you doing all this?
Well, after we were involved in underwater robotics, we saw how much fun it was and how we were able to get, really excited about science and technology and a new area that we weren't used to. So we wanted to bring that to a lot of other people in Arizona, and most teams don't have the funding or the capabilities to go out of state, so we thought it'd be great to have a national level competition here in the state and draw people from around the state and from other states to come here instead of us always having to go somewhere else in an area that's not really typically known for underwater robotics, like Phoenix, which is in the middle of the desert. So we thought that it would be a great way to draw attention to Arizona and give people a chance to work in an area that they're not used to working in, because we don't live next to the ocean or anything, so we don't get to. This isn't the first thing that comes to mind when you're in the desert.
No, but talking to the people that compete, they sort of like this. This is neat. It's different. It's unique. It's doable, but it's hard. But it's not a trivial.
Yeah, and there's a lot of relevance, especially what's been going on in the world with the oil leak in the middle of the ocean. This just draws more attention to what skills people need to be developing for the future, because 70% of our planet is covered in water, and we're going to be spending more and more time in it trying to get all the different resources and managing all the things that we have out there. So if we don't know how to do that responsibly and with the right technology, we're going to be in the trouble we're in now.
Well, it's interesting. So how long have you been an engineer?
I'm an amateur engineer. I don't have a degree. But I get that first-hand knowledge from out there. I actually burn things up and realize, okay, don't do that. And move on to the next thing. So I kind of come around from more of the practical side rather than the theoretical side.
So it's ironic for those that are listening and go, well, I don't have the background to do this sort of stuff. Well, neither did Freddie in a way. It was like you teach, excuse me, you teach biology, you teach marine science, you taught chemistry.
Yeah.
But not necessarily you weren't the physics teacher or certainly not a professional engineer.
Yeah, my degree is secondary education general science.
Yeah.
So it's not even one of the hardcore sciences.
And you learned all this just the hard way.
Messing around like a hobbyist.
And brought in a couple of hundred kids along with you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and then just bumping into all the different people around the world that we bump into, like Mark Leone here from NASA, and different people from Honeywell and Intel and all the different companies we work with. So we try to get as much knowledge as we can from each person we bump into.
Freddie, you've inspired thousands of kids throughout the country and possibly the world. What's your dream for inspiring these kids? What's the benefit? What's the return on investment for you?
I think the number one thing I hope everyone gets out of it is that they can make the world a better place. I know that sounds kind of corny, but science and technology is going to be the key to our survival in the future. And if we don't have an educated population, not just here, but worldwide, we're going to be in trouble when we have a major asteroid hit the